Welcome back to English Otherwise. This is Breaking Down the News, where we help you expand your vocabulary using today's headlines. I highlight them, pour myself a cup of coffee, and then we get in here, we pick them apart, break them down, take a look at some of that very visual vocabulary and strange grammatical constructs that exist in the headlines of the news for you. Good morning, mushrooms, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers, sisters, mothers, misters, and all my cousins. This is Breaking Down the News, and so let's plug in and get this train chugging. The biggest. Remember, often with our superlatives here in the headlines, we leave out the definite article, because if it is a superlative, there is only one of them, and therefore we should use the definite article. A record high for new coronavirus cases. And here, the word record is used as an adjective. It's a record high. High, in this case, is being the noun. Ahhhs from Brazil. As I said, I have two aunts from Brazil. Two of my mother's brothers married women from Brazil. Yeah, I've got a love and connection to Brazil. And record is the adjective. And used as an adjective, it's record, not like a verb. Second syllable often gets the syllable stress. A record to record. Good morning, Samuel. It's a dangerous world, that's for sure. So that was the point here. When we've got it as an adjective or as a noun, there's two syllables and many verbs and other words out there like that. A record to record. We've got a good phrasal verb here. And it's interesting because here you've got global school enrollment. That's all together as the object of the phrasal verb, which the two parts are split to set something back 4 decades. If you're going to set something back, remember in life, we're always making progress moving forward, and it's like the virus took us and moved us backwards in time and removed the progress that had been made. Students are signed up for school and therefore attend school, that they are enrolled in the school. But now, thanks to the virus, it has taken the progress that was made and set it back 4 decades. So we're at the same levels of school enrollment as 4 decades ago. Whew. Brain fart. Hold on, more caffeine. Gives the finger to his own government. And as you know, we've got 5 fingers, or technically 4 fingers and 1 thumb. Thumbs up. Could be offensive in some cultures, and sorry if I have offended you. However, thumbs up in many cultures means good job. But the finger, oh, just kidding. See, it's not really the finger. But to give the finger to somebody is a rude gesture that you should not make. And it's saying, I don't like you. Reacts to. We've got just the dependent preposition there. React to something. Utterly means just completely. Inside and out, from top to bottom, left to right, completely. What? Completely heartless. And when we've got the less at the end of a word here, that means without. And so he, or this, is without a heart. Yeah? Other words with less we've had on this program. Just recently we had baseless, which means without evidence or without support. And hopeless, heartless, yeah, homeless, doubtless, faceless, because people were wearing masks. Add a less, and it means without whatever comes before it. Conspicuously stops doing TV interviews. This word is more often seen with the prefix in, inconspicuously. And so if something is inconspicuous, it means that you don't really even notice it. It doesn't stand out, it doesn't grab or draw your attention to it. And so if it's inconspicuous, yeah, it's nothing out of the normal, and you don't notice it. However, if it's then conspicuously, it's like you do notice it, and you're like, wait a second, yes, where is Dr. Fauci? He was doing TV interviews almost daily, and suddenly, poof, he's vanished, he has disappeared. And you notice that because once you get used to something, then if it's not there, yeah, it's something that grabs your attention. Conspicuously, noticeable. However, inconspicuous or inconspicuously is much more common, I would say, and it means that something that you just don't notice. This would be to intentionally, on purpose, return it to a place where it was now and then back to where it was years ago in the past. You could also walk back comments or try and take back comments on the world stage, because life and the world is a theater and we are like actors inside of the theater, and so often we talk about the stage of life. In the world stage, it's where things are performed and where people see them. We'll lose. We've had this once before in a landslide. There's a lot of rain, a lot of rain, and then maybe some earthquake, or the ground just gets so wet and so full of water, so saturated with water. And then something happens, maybe a small earthquake, and then the mountain, big part of it just goes, much like in the mountains, there's the avalanches where there gets to be too much snow, and then suddenly it all comes down the mountain. Well, this is actually part of the mountain breaking loose and coming downwards, and it involves a lot of land. And so here, obviously, we're not talking about mountains falling apart. However, when we say something in a landslide, it means in a very big way. Here, Trump will lose in a landslide. If he loses in a landslide, they're talking by 20 points or something like that. A very large margin between the two candidates. Nurse shares stunning selfies before and after the virus. Stunning, shocking, yeah? Where you're just like, ah! It's surprising, it amazes you. And with the word stun, often it's used, well, stunning and shocking are often both related to electricity. Originally, thank you Zdeněk, related to electricity. And so yes, if you get zapped, you stick your finger in and hit the electricity, like, and you are stunned, you are shocked. 6 weeks on a ventilator, knocked out in a medically induced coma, and the guy is like this big now. It truly is stunning. Up above we had the world stage, and we are all actors on the world stage. And if you're an actor, you're playing a character, or you could also say a role. Under house arrest in Japan, and then some people came and smuggled him out of the country. Guys came to move a piano or something out of his house. They put the guy inside the piano box and then smuggled him out of the house, put him on a plane, and sent him out of the country. It's really a pretty funny, crazy story. And so to smuggle is to move things illegally. It could be people, could be drugs, it could be, well, really, pretty much anything. To move it illegally and across borders from one country to another. Now, we had it yesterday because of dams. Dams are those man-made walls that are meant to hold water back, and the dam broke and all of the water went down. They estimated like 3 meters of water in some town. All of the citizens were evacuated, so I think no one has died as a result of this. But unleashed, when you're taking your dog for a walk, if you're a good citizen, and I think it's typically the law, your dog is typically on a leash, and that's the rope that then connects to your dog, so that way you're able to hold your dog back so he doesn't run wild. And so if you unleash something, it's like, imagine a very hyperactive, crazy dog, and if you let the dog loose, then he's able to run wild. That's what happened. The dam broke, which then unleashed the water, and it was able to run wild all over the town. Good point, Zdeněk. Stunning sounds positive. Yes, and it's neither positive or negative. It just means shocking or surprising, jaw-dropping. And often, yes, in movies and films and TV shows, I believe it's typically used when they see somebody a woman particularly, dressed up, maybe in a nice dress with their hair done to go out for an evening and say, wow, you look stunning. And it just means that the person is shocked and surprised and also basically left immobile. You're just frozen on your feet for a few seconds. Sorry, the examples are not coming so quickly to me today. In any situation, there's two different sides, and there's a bunch of people on this side, and this side wants those people, and they do something, so then the people go over to their side. And it can be used to persuade somebody in an argument. You're talking about this and that, and you win them over to your side. Abruptly, it means suddenly, and often in an impolite way. Last week we had Trump abruptly ended the press conference and walked out of the room. No, I don't like that. Abruptly, suddenly, and often unexpectedly, maybe even impolitely, resigned, meaning he quit his job, said, nope, thanks, I don't want to work here anymore, bye-bye. And I don't know why the head of human spaceflight abruptly resigned just before a mission that is coming up. Suspicious. Conspicuous. To jump on the bandwagon, it's like, it means to join in some trend which is popular at this point in time. They are a band or a group of people, and they're all on some sort of wagon which is moving forward, and you see that, you're like, oh, that's really cool, I want to be with you guys, and you run and you jump up and join them on the wagon. Big brands now are jumping on the bandwagon. They're also starting to create face masks. And yeah, the other day we had Kim Kardashian. She started producing face masks and sold out immediately. I guess she's a brand because that's what everybody does now. They make face masks and jump on the bandwagon. I'm sure that donkey's going to be very, very happy. Here, the US Supreme Court blocks the release of documents. To block something, because as always, you're trying to move forward, make progress, and if something is in your way, it's in your path, and stopping you from moving forward, some sort of obstacle, maybe a fence or something, but that is what's blocking you. It's stopping you from moving forward. Yeah, cool. To overcome difficulties, survive it in a good way, and to defeat it or win against it, to beat something, to overcome an illness, to overcome a shortage, to overcome a physical handicap, and then still achieve and do things, overcome difficulties, to do well. Adopting one of the world's healthiest diets. Normally, you think about adopting children or adopting animals, but to adopt a diet means like, okay, you're mine now, and it just means to start doing something. We can adopt behaviors. Some people, they move to a different country and they sort of adopt the accent of the people living there. And so to take something else and then accept it as your own, like a child, like a pet, like an accent, like an idea, like some sort of other habit. He teases his brother, that's what brothers do. They make fun of each other, they poke each other, they do little things. And it's just a playful way of interacting. You're making their life a little bit more uncomfortable. However, you're doing it in a playful way because you actually deep down love the other person. Blank means empty. Sometimes I am trying to think of examples for you and I'm drawing a blank. My mind goes blank. This piece of paper is blank, empty. There's nothing on it. Fragments or small little pieces that have broken off of a larger whole, a cookie or some biscuits. There's some crumbs left on your plate or on the table. Those are tiny fragments of the cookie that you were eating. A raffle, or to raffle something, is like the lottery, where you buy a ticket and it has a number on it, and then you might win some sort of prize. In this case, they're trying to raise funds or raise money, typically for a charity, like children with cancer or breast cancer or COVID relief, to provide food for people who can't afford enough food. Wow, you really hit the nail on the head. It means you did it right or you did a good job. And so from that, then we say to nail something or just nailed it means to do a great job. We've had on the brink of many times on the show on the brink of collapse here, on the brink of bankruptcy, on the brink of disaster. And it just means the very edge of something, yeah? And it's always the edge of something bad. Teetering. And it's like, whoa, they're trying to balance. And so it's really a dangerous situation and they could fall or collapse. And so it's the idea of balancing on the edge of something terrible or negative. We're gonna jump back into my mental hospital, my white room. For English Otherwise, thanks everybody for tuning in, watching, jumping in the comments. Sweet dreams or have a good day, where it depends where you are in the world. If I don't see you sooner, see you 8 a.m. tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.